Hey guys, what's up? It's Jonathan with One Big Impact. I'm laughing because you should have heard the song I was just listening to. It's like a cool, like, chill song. If you like rap music, which I know a lot of you don't, I'll have to share it with you because it's kind of funny. I just thought it was pretty hilarious because when you listen to the song, it's one thing, you're like grooving to it, and then when you watch the video, you're like, what the hell is going on here? Like, it is definitely not okay to watch that video. Anyway, welcome you guys. This is it's Jonathan with One Big Impact, obviously. Not obviously, but if you're new here, welcome. So for today, we're actually going to cover acceptable foods for Atkins. So I'm not going to cut the video out, obviously, because it's kind of weird. That I'm on the treadmill. I'm trying to get my steps up because Diane just took first place and jumped over me by like 2,000 steps. She's almost at 10,000 steps, and I think it's only like, I don't know what time it is, but it's like, let's see, it's like barely noon and she already hit her 10,000 steps. So get your steps in, get your water in, and let's get started. So the first thing that I wanted to cover, and this isn't like super scripted or whatever, I do have some things that I wrote down, but the first thing that I wanted to cover is a lot of people think low carb diets or low carb regimens or like Atkins, keto, things like that, that you can eat whatever you want and stay in like phase 1 induction or lose like tons of weight. So some of the really common things that I see that people overindulge on are Jell-O with whipped cream. Atkins bars, Atkins treats, Atkins shakes, things like that. Cheese is a really big one. Now, I'm going to say cheese is obviously the sugar of an Atkins or a keto or a paleo or whatever, because it's kind of that go-to comfort food. When you don't have sugar, it's like the next best thing. But here's the mistake that people make. When you eat too much of something, especially cheese, not only does the dairy potentially cause you inflammation, it causes me, I'm actually lactose intolerant. I love cheese, I love milk, but our bodies are not really that great at processing through dairy. I'm not going to go into the whole aspect of that or whatever, but I will say that cheese is an okay thing in moderation, just like everything else. Now, let me give you an example. I have a keto pizza, low carb Atkins pizza that I've put in, I call it the zero carb pizza. It's obviously not zero carbs. It's zero carbs because I don't use any vegetables, whatever it, meaning, yes, there's carbs because of the cheese. I'm not that ignorant, okay? But I call it zero carb because it's just about as close as you can get. So if you take this into perspective, 1 ounce of cheese is about 70 calories, okay? The normal full-grown size male is, you know, supposed to eat 2,000 calories a day. Female, maybe 1,500 to 1,800, or whatever yours is compared to what size you are. Your activity level and stuff like that and so on. So if you were to eat that pizza, which I recommend that you should, not every day, not 3 times a day, maybe not even once a week, but I think occasionally it's good to have something like that. But if you were to do it daily and you were staying within your low carb regimen and you're eating 5 other meals or 4 other meals, so a total of 5 meals, and you think that you're staying on track. Well, here's the reality. First of all, that one meal, just the cheese alone, you will be adding sauce, you'll be adding meat, whether it's pepperonis, sausage, whatever it is. So you're gonna have, you know, maybe 1,000 calories outside of the cheese, okay? So you got 1,000 calories outside of the cheese, and you're going to be eating, just in the cheese alone, 2 cups of mozzarella, and I did the math, 1,120 calories just based on the cheese only in that specific meal. So you add it all up, you got about 2,200 calories for that one pizza. You pound down that pizza, it feels really great, you look good, you feel good, whatever, you think you're following everything. The reality is, you probably have between 1,500 and 1,800 more calories coming throughout the day. And for the person that is supposed to be about 2,000 calories, you're not going to lose weight, you're going to gain weight. You're eating 3,800 calories, maybe you're burning 1,500, 2,000. Even if you're burning 3,800, you're not going to be in a deficit, so you're not going to lose weight. Am I saying count calories? No. But what I'm saying is, it's important that you pay attention to the food you're consuming in a calorie dense sense as well as a carbohydrate dense sense. Now, and I'm not trying to scare you away from those things, because those things can be a cool, nice, fun treat to go to on occasion. Emphasis on occasion. If you eat Atkins bars every day and you're eating 2 and 3 of them a day, you're not going to see his results as fast. First of all, you're going to get probably diarrhea because of the sugar alcohols. Second of all, you're going to hit weight loss stalls and plateaus. Third of all, if you're hitting Jell-O and whipped cream every single night, personally, I think you're probably not losing weight as fast as you could be. Okay, you're putting all those sugar-free items inside your body. Am I saying that they're bad? Am I saying it's bad to have Halo top or Halo ice cream once a month? No, I don't give a shit. I don't care. But what I'm saying is, if you're doing those things every single day, 2-3 times a day, and you're not seeing, or even once a day sometimes, if you're not seeing the results that you're expecting, hello, there's a reason. And it's important that you know the reason is probably because of the items that you think are acceptable because they are low carbohydrate. Yes, that's true, but at the end of the day, it's important that you realize calories in versus calories out, as well as if they're sugar alcohol dense foods, they can stall you, they can pump you out of ketosis. A lot of those things are a very real reality. So you have to remember that just because they're low carb doesn't mean that they're good for you. And not good for you in large quantities, especially if you're trying to lose weight. Now, I'm not trying to make this like a hugely long video, but there is a few things that I wanted to cover. First of all, I would like to say Karen Leak has recommended this video, and I appreciate this. I know I've been needing to make it for a long time. And also a huge shout out to Roxanne and her daughter Eliana for doing the challenge together. That's really cool. We're currently in the 60-day challenge. I don't know what day it is. I'm not even gonna pretend to know right now. I honestly didn't know what the hell day of the week it was until about 20 minutes ago, and I was still like, nah, it's definitely Friday. Apparently it's Saturday. So, that being said, good job to Roxanne and Eliana, and thank you, Karen, dearly for the idea for the video. The next thing is meat. A lot of people think, especially the paleos, and a lot of the ketos and a lot of the Atkins dieters and movements and lifestyles, they think that you can eat literally as much as you want. And I'm not saying you or anybody specifically, I'm just saying I hear it a lot. A lot of people come to Atkins with the idea that, hey, I can eat as much meat and cheese as I want as long as I don't eat carbohydrates, right? No, that's not right. I think maybe 10, 15 years ago we heard a little bit different information, maybe that they were pushing. But the reality is you can't eat unlimited amounts of anything without gaining weight. Maybe celery or something. Maybe you could probably eat celery. Because you burn more calories, fun fact, you burn more calories eating a piece of celery than there is in the celery. There's only 10 calories, I think, in a stick of celery. And it's proven by moving your mouth and everything and digestion, you actually burn more. That's why it's actually a good low carb snack. Anyway, and there's only 1 carb in it, 1 gram of net carbs in it too. So that mixed with like some cream cheese is a really good filling, very light snack. That being said, I don't recommend more, and this would be the worst case scenario as far as meat consumption in a day. 3 times a day, 6 to 8 ounces if you're following a low carb regimen. 6 to 8 ounces 3 times a day, about the size of your palm, about the thickness of a card deck, about the size of a deck of cards. So it's a good rule of thumb. Say that 3 times a day. If you're on a really, really intense exercise regimen and you're trying to build muscle, maybe a little bit more, go to the 8 ounce end of it, but not much more than that. And if you find yourself being extremely hungry or you're very large in weight, obviously, if you're 800 pounds, you probably need to be working specifically with somebody because your calories are really high and you need to make sure your body doesn't go into shock by dropping it way down, and make sure that's being done in a healthy manner. That being said, in addition to those 3 servings per day, if you find yourself being hungry throughout the day, I don't think it's a bad idea to have another 4 or 5, maybe 6 ounces with 3 or 4 ounces of cheese, or 2, I would say 3 ounces of each. 3 ounces of dairy, 3 ounces of protein is probably a good addition if you find yourself really hungry. Only if you find yourself really hungry, because the proteins and the healthy fats will keep you really full and sustained until your next meal. But usually with my meal plans, we're eating every 2-3 hours, you probably shouldn't have any problems. And if you have problems, just drink some water in between. Usually your mind will tell you, oh, okay, my stomach's full, I can't fit anything more in there. If 1 bottle doesn't do it, drink 2 bottles. It's not going to hurt you. You're going to pee a lot, but that's okay. By the way, Roxanne hit 13.2 pounds since we started the challenge. And I believe we just started the challenge on Monday, so that would make today day 5 or 6. I am horrible at this. So good job on that. That's really good. Damn camera keeps stopping. So the next thing is, low carb treats should be a reward for milestones. Now, I always say don't reward yourself with food. And I'm not saying reward yourself with food. I'm saying if you do something like that, do it sparingly. Don't do it every day, especially if you have food addictions. I'll tell you right now, if my weakness is ice cream. It's honest. I'm being honest. If I were to go get a Halo Top right now in the middle of my weight loss, and in the middle of pushing towards, losing 10, 15 pounds or something like that, it would completely and utterly derail me. And the reason I say that is not because of the actual ice cream. I probably could eat that, continue with my meal plan, and be perfectly fine. The problem is mentally, up here, I don't do that. What I do is I go eat that, then I go eat 5 Atkins bars, then I go to Ben & Jerry's, then I go to this, that, and then by the end of the week, I'm completely screwed. And that's just me. So you are going to know yourself best. So use those very sparingly, and maybe reward yourself. When you lose 10 pounds, have a 1 serving of Jell-O with a tiny bit of, 1 serving of whipped cream. And then get back on track until you lose your next 10 pounds or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, reward yourself with something like that if that's what you want. If you can't control yourself, then don't do it. If you're like me and you need to stay strict or it's gonna all fall apart, please do so for your own sanity and your own success. The next thing is, if you're overindulging in anything in life, you are going to see negative results. Negative effects, negative outcomes. You drink alcohol. They say, I don't know about the truth of this, they say that a glass of wine a day is good for you. Or maybe a beer a day, or a shot of alcohol or whatever. I think it's a glass of wine is actually the one that's probably good for you. But I'm a whiskey drinker, I'm just throwing that out there. Maker's Mark. Anybody want a Christmas present? Maker's Mark whiskey? I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. Send me Maker's Mark. I'm probably gonna have to edit that out. That sounded really stupid. If you were to drink 1 shot or 1, can't get my damn mind off of the whiskey now. If you were to drink 1 glass of wine, it would be okay. But if you drank a bottle in the morning, you drink a bottle at noon, you drink a bottle at night, in a month's time, your body's going to feel the effects of it. You're probably going to get cirrhosis of the liver. You're gonna have major alcoholism issues. Your family life's probably going to fall apart because you're freaking wasted all the time. So to say the least, if you overindulge in anything like a low carb snack or meat, cheese, any kind of foods, just because they're acceptable does not mean it's a good idea. I see this cauliflower mac and cheese. I see these low carb pizzas. I see these low carb everything, low carb. You know, it's like a trend or whatever. I understand that, and that's cool. On occasion, maybe put some low carb ideas together for the holidays, and you know, on that specific day, I don't know, maybe you could eat all of your meals in one meal and have it all low carb based or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, don't think just because the media and the YouTube and everybody's pumping out those low carb acceptable foods that's okay for you to eat on a daily basis, because it's absolutely not. If you're looking to lose weight, you need to keep your shit in check, and you can't do stuff like that. You just can't. You can't overindulge in anything, especially if you're trying to lose weight. So definitely keep that in mind. I'm not saying it to be a jerk. I'm not saying it to be mean or make you feel like you can't live or whatever, because there's a lot more to life than eating. Trust me, a lot more. Once you actually get your food in check, you'll realize how much there is more to live for. It's amazing. The next thing is, if you find yourself eating, say, low carb brownies every night before you go to bed, and you're not losing weight, but you're doing it every night, and you're like, I got all my macros right, or my carbs are right, you know, and stuff like that, try skipping them for a week and let me know what happens. Well, don't let me know. Put it in the comment section below what happens. Come back after a week and let us know what happens, because I promise you something's going to change. Keep everything under control as far as portions, as far as calories. Keep your exercise up. Keep your water consumption up. Speaking of which, you're not 5. I know water is not the most flavorful thing in the world, okay? But your body needs it. And I promise you, I lost 9 pounds in the last 4 or 5 days. If I wasn't drinking water, that wasn't gonna happen, okay? It's just not gonna happen. You guys, this is a whole new way of life for a lot of us. Trust me, my mom didn't cook, she went to McDonald's. She's probably gonna watch this. It's true. A lot of us in the 90s and 80s and before that or whatever were fed like that. And there wasn't home cooked meals, and maybe on occasion and stuff like that. My mom's a really good cook, but it just wasn't a regular thing. She worked a lot, and you know, she's a single parent and stuff like that. So I never really understood the importance of a quality diet or meal plan or anything like that, proper nutrition. So it took me almost half of a lifetime to be able to understand what it takes. And you probably get a lot of people that are going to be against a low carb, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, I am consuming tons of vegetables, a good portion of protein, and a good portion of dairy. Eventually you can reincorporate grains, nuts, seeds, some fruits and things like that. So please don't listen to the naysayers. People are going to naysay anything. Success and showing results are the biggest, not revenge, but I will say the biggest I told you so. You're going to be healthier, you're going to feel better about yourself. You guys keep up the good work. I'm not sure what day this is, I'm not going to lie to you. Drink your water, have a beautiful day. Remember to be stronger than your excuses, and remember to spread love, not hate. Oh, if you're new here, please check out our Facebook group called Healthy Living for a Healthy Life. Also, check out in the links below. If you're just getting started on an Atkins regimen or a low carb regimen, I do sell meal plans that you can buy. Also, I recommend some products to get started. If you do use my links, I do get a small commission to keep me going, to keep me being able to make videos and stuff like that, and do this as my full-time thing. That being said, also, I do have dog tags for sale. They're 12 bucks for the set. They say be stronger than your excuses, healthy living for a healthy life. Includes shipping. I do have optional colors available, which is really freaking cool now. I think I got like 6 colors, like purple, green, blue, pink, white, and yellow maybe? Not too sure about the yellow. But I definitely, but they come stock with black silencers. If you want a colored silencer or a different color, it's an additional $1. So definitely keep that in mind. Also, I don't have mine on. I keep going like this because my son got my last set the other day. I'm waiting for some to come in, hopefully by today or Monday. So, just keep up the good work, you guys. It doesn't happen all in one day, okay? It doesn't. But I promise you, if you stay strict and you stay on top of it and you realize, hey, this is my new lifestyle. This is not just an overnight success. If you think you're gonna lose a bunch of weight on this and then you're gonna start eating like shit right after you're done, you're gonna look like shit again. I'm being honest with you. I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm not doing anything, okay? If you don't realize that, hey, maybe I'm a little more sensitive to carbohydrates and my body stores fat quicker than my sister, you know, somebody skinnier or whatever. If you don't realize that that could be how your body is made up genetically, then you're gonna be in trouble. So definitely realize that finding your threshold and things like that are going to be something that is important in your near future. So please realize that once you hit your goal weight, do not start eating like crap again, because you're gonna be back here and you're gonna be doing this all over. Find your threshold. If you have any questions about threshold, what that means, please let me know. Put your comments in the section below. Have a beautiful day, guys. Peace.